Welcome students. Today we are going to see the second part of this chapter, that is sentences. In the earlier part we have seen what is a sentence and how we rearrange it to form a meaning. Today we are going to see the different types of sentences. In this chapter of grammar, 4 types of sentences are covered. So let us see the first type, that is an assertive sentence. What is an assertive sentence? An assertive sentence declares or states something. It means that some declaration is made or a statement is made. Here an example is taken: the children are learning grammar. From this sentence we come to know that the children are doing something. So somebody is stating that what the children are doing. So when the sentence answers the what, it is an assertive sentence. The other examples of assertive sentences can be: the teacher is teaching in the class. The school is running smoothly now. My father is going to office. My mother is going to the vegetable market. So these are all sentences are the statements, and these types of sentences can be called as assertive sentences. Now the next type is interrogative sentences. An interrogative sentence asks a question and ends with a question mark. So simply when there is a question mark at the end of the sentence, it is called as an interrogative sentence. The example is, can you lift this box? Other examples can be, are you studying these days? Why the schools are not opening right now? Which chapter will the teacher teach today? So the questions, those are called as interrogative sentences. Next type is imperative sentence. An imperative sentence gives a command or makes a request. So it can be a command or a request, then the sentence is called as imperative sentence. Example is, please switch on the fan. Now we all are aware that in a request, the words like please, thank you are used. And when it is a command, then from the tone of that sentence we have to understand that it is a command. Please come in is a request. But when I say go and switch on the fan, then it becomes a command. Both types of sentences are called as imperative sentences. Next type is exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence shows a sudden strong feeling and ends with an exclamation mark. So whenever there is an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence, then it is called as exclamatory sentence. There are few words in exclamatory sentences from which we can easily make out that the sentence is an exclamatory sentence. The words like hooray, hurrah, alas, these types of words are used in exclamatory sentences. Here the example is, if only I could get full marks in English grammar. So other sentence can be, hooray, we won the match. Alas, he met with an accident. Now we are going to solve the exercise B. Put the correct punctuation mark after each sentence and write whether it is statement S, command C, request R, question Q or exclamation E in the space provided. So one is done for us. Please let me finish my work. This is a request. So in the column we have written R. In the same manner we have to do it for the other sentences. Second sentence is, bring the book tomorrow. So it is a command. Let us write C in front of it. Third sentence, how hot it is today. Now this is an exclamatory sentence. So let us put an exclamation mark in front of it and write E in the column. Next sentence, this kiwi is delicious. Again exclamatory sentence. Could you lend me your pen please? Now this is a request. So write R in the column and in the brackets write the full stop. Hurrah! It is a holiday. Now this is an exclamatory sentence. So exclamation mark in the columns and E in the column. Seventh sentence, there is a river flowing nearby. Now this is a statement. So it is an assertive statement. So write S and full stop will come in the brackets. What time are you going to return? It is a clear cut question mark. So in the bracket give the question mark and in the column write Q. What time are you going to return? Again the same sentence have come. And the last sentence is, what a comment to make about someone's poverty. Now this is an exclamatory sentence. Somebody is showing the exclamation in this sentence. So in the bracket exclamation mark and E in the column. Next is exercise C. In this we have to change the assertive sentences into exclamatory and exclamatory sentences into assertive sentences. For this conversion there are few rules. Somebody can solve this without referring these rules also, but I'll give you the rules. You just jot it down, write it down into your notebook first and then solve the exercise. First sentence, these mangoes are very sweet. How sweet these mangoes are. Now sweet is an adjective. So before an adjective, like when it is an adjective and we have to convert the sentence into exclamatory, then we will use how. And when there is a noun, we will use what. So here sweet is an adjective, that's why we have used how. How sweet these mangoes are. Second sentence, the beauty of the Himalayas is amazing. Again, amazing is an adjective. So our answer sentence will be, how amazing the beauty of the Himalayas is. Next, I had a lovely evening last Sunday. Now here evening is a noun, so we will be using what. What a lovely evening I had last Sunday. Next sentence, what wonderful beaches Goa has. So now here exclamatory sentence is given and we have to convert it into assertive sentence. So the simple sentence, that is assertive sentence, will be Goa has wonderful beaches. So it is a statement that Goa is having wonderful beaches. Next sentence is, you are quite naughty. So here the exclamatory sentence will be converted into assertive sentence, that is, you are very naughty. So this sentence is also simple in exclamation. There are no special words used for exclamation. So only instead of saying quite, we can use very. You are quite naughty, you are very naughty. Coming to the next part, here it is given that a sentence consists of two parts. In the lower classes, in 3rd standard or 4th standard, you must have seen the subject and the predicate part of grammar. So usually a sentence is divided into two parts, that is subject and predicate. A subject is the noun, pronoun or a noun phrase. So here it is given, in the first part we name some person or thing. This part of the sentence is called the subject. Most sentences in English begin with a subject. The subject is usually a noun, a pronoun or a noun phrase. I will give you simple example. Maya likes to study day and night. Here Maya, it is a noun, so it is our subject. And in the next part of the sentence, Maya likes to study day and night. So likes to study day and night is the predicate part, which tells us something about the subject, that is Maya. So what is a predicate? In the second part, something is said about that person or thing. This part of the sentence is called the predicate. Let us begin with the exercise D. A simple exercise, underline the subject and circle the predicate in the sentences. The first one is done for us. Our family and friends left for a holiday in the forests of Bandhavgarh. So here our family and friends, it is the subject, and the rest of the part, that is the predicate. Let us move to the second sentence. The drive was through a dense forest. So here the subject is the drive and the rest of the part, that will be the predicate. So underline the subject, that is the drive, and make a box to the predicate, that is was through a dense forest. Next sentence, the forest had thick undergrowth. Here the subject is the forest, had thick growth will be the predicate. Next sentence, the path through the forest was hidden by the undergrowth at many places. Here the subject will be alike the subject in the first sentence, that is the path through the forest, it will be the subject and the remaining will be the predicate. Next sentence, we lost our way even in daylight. So we will be the subject here and rest will be the predicate. My father unfolded the map to check out the route. My father, subject, rest will be the predicate. The map and the compass were of great help in finding our direction. So the map and the compass will be subject, rest will be the predicate. Next sentence, eighth one, everyone must carry a map and a compass on a holiday. So here everyone is the subject and rest is the predicate. Ninth one, wildlife refers to the undomesticated animal species. So wildlife is the subject, rest part is the predicate. Those who disagree may fall out of the line. So here the subject will be those who disagree will be the subject, may fall out of the line will be the predicate. So underline those who disagree and make box to may fall out of the line. So we will stop for today now. The remaining portion we will complete in the next period. So up till that time you have to write everything in your notebook. Good day and take care.